here we are after Labor Day, and I'm still banned in Britain, banned by Fox, and banned by the Alphabet channels. But I have some good news. I was invited. Well, first of all, let me start at the top. I was surprised over the weekend to learn of a conference coming up in the Congressional Auditorium in Washington, D.C. on October 27th called the International Legal Conference on Freedom of Speech and Religion, presented by the International Free Press Society, the Liberty Legal Project, and the Center for Security Policy. What was amazing is the people who are speaking exactly about a situation such as this: hate speech laws, hate crime laws, insult laws, blasphemy laws, and so on. The conference is aimed at attorneys, members of the press and the media, etc. And when I told the attorney, Ann Fishman, who was the head of the Liberty Legal Project, that I was interested in attending, she said, "Michael, I'm a big fan of yours. Would you accept the honor of being the keynote speaker?" And I did. And I don't do speeches, but I'm going to do this one because this is important. Although I may be banned in Britain, and although I may be banned on Fox News, which is really sad when you think about it, I'm not banned amongst the attorneys who understand what's at stake here. They know what's at stake. So this is very good news. In fact, coming to the conference is Lord Malcolm Pearson, a member of Parliament in the United Kingdom in the House of Lords. These people were deeply involved in inviting Geert Wilders to the United Kingdom. And so I'm really honored. I'm going to be there October 27th, and I'll tell my audience much more about it. What's in the news, Beowulf?
Barney Frank, Representative Barney Frank, is interested in capping his political career, apparently, as a member of President Obama's cabinet. So now he's... In
what capacity? Department of what? Clownology? How about Secretary of Rhetoric? Secretary of the Big Charade. The guy is a total and absolute disaster. He should be in an orange jumpsuit. But so should many of the individuals in the Obama cabinet. You know that Van Jones is out.
That's right.
The Greens are. The very, very, very strange Van Jones appointment. He never filled out the questionnaire. No FBI clearance. But there's over 30 other czars, so-called, in the United States of America, with no congressional oversight, running rampant inside the White House, advising the imposter, Obama. How is that possible, Beowulf? Who do you think is next on the list of czars who's going to be investigated? There are people inside every department. I notice also that gold is rising, the dollar is collapsing. The UN wants to replace the dollar with a global currency. Could you imagine bureaucrats from Nairobi and bureaucrats from China and bureaucrats from Belgium manipulating this currency, this new currency? What's worrying me is that there's somebody behind all of this. He's a money trader. He put Obama in office, and he's not being investigated. He wants to break the dollar. He knows that he who controls the currency controls the people. There's one man behind all of this. He is the most evil man in the world. He's Dr. Evil himself. Why is the FBI not investigating this? Could that be why the CIA is under attack by Nancy Pelosi? Maybe they know something about this, and they wanted to pull the investigation. What do I know? But something's wrong with this picture. For me to be living in a time when the dollar is about to be destroyed by an imposter, the same Obama imposter now wants to increase the debt ceiling. How can they not stop this man? It's King Ludwig all over again, who broke the currency of Bavaria. The man is insane. How can he be doing this?
He's emptying the Treasury. Bush started it, and he's just going along.
Bush started it. Thank you very much. I called Bush a fiscal what? A year before anybody else. A fiscal socialist. It was Bush who started this process, but we cannot let Obama finish us off.
And by the way, there's an interesting story that come out according to a website that the First Lady now requires 26 servants. She has got 26 people on her payroll. This is unprecedented.
How many did the past First Lady have? Maybe Laura Bush had 27.
Well, speaking of Laura Bush, she actually backed Obama on giving this speech to America's children.
Well, Laura Bush has always been kind of the Queen of Diamonds to me, and I was never a fan of hers. Never. I always didn't go for the Stepford wife type of thing. But What about Obama speaking to students? The speech is kind of benign, isn't it? You know, stay in school, brush your teeth kind of thing.
It was interesting how it transformed over the weekend. After there was criticism about political influence, they changed the speech. Originally, it was going to contain an urging to students to write a letter to say how they could help the president. And once there was criticism of that, they took it out of the speech.
Well, every dictator has always seen the children as the future. It's a classic left-wing tactic of winning the hearts and minds by the far left, which is the next generation. It's exactly what Mao Zedong did with the Red Brigades. It's what the Khmer Rouge were in Cambodia. They become amoral murderers if they're raised early enough and hard enough by a dictator. So this man has to be watched very carefully. There's no question Obama is a dictator in waiting. Let's leave it at that. There are many other stories. The dollar hits a low for the year. Pelosi is back asking for new money. Fannie Mae, the people who broke us, now want billions of dollars to pay for the lawyers. It's unbelievable. It doesn't get any better by the day. It gets worse.
And tomorrow night, Obama's going to give a speech to America to try to sell them again on socialized.
Come on. I think that he's hit his high water mark. I don't think this man could go any farther with this. He's hit his high water mark. At least that's my belief on this issue. The whole party, the Democrat Party, is going to lose 30 to 40 seats. By the way, we didn't talk about the biggest story of the weekend. The 3 British Muslims found guilty of wanting to blow up 3 airplanes at 30,000 feet, killing thousands of people. Did you catch that story? Buried by ABC, CBS, and NBC. 3 British Muslims were found guilty of conspiracy to murder thousands of passengers and crew in an unprecedented airline bomb plot that could have proved as deadly as the 9/11 attacks. Buried by the American media. The word Muslim is left out of it. When the hell are the people going to wake up in this country?
I noticed none of them were banned from the country.
No, they're not banned. I think probably for compassionate reasons they'll be allowed out of jail very soon. By the way, remember that charade of the Lockerbie bomber? I knew when they said that he had only weeks to live, they were lying, and I knew that when the doctor in whatever hellhole in Africa he went to, Libya, said that he had only weeks to live, I knew it was made up. By the way, you know who's back? Trafficant in Cleveland. Did you see that on my website?
I saw that, yeah.
Trafficant rips enemies at welcome home party. You got to give it to the guy. His signature toupee firmly back atop his head. He said, I was a quarterback, I was a congressman, now I'm a convict. I mean, I always admired the guy. To me, what Trafficant did was illegal, but compared to the Congress of today, he is Snow White. Long-term unemployment numbers reach record. 5 million Americans have been out of work for more than 6 months. I thought Obama was going to create 3 million new jobs. I guess Nixon stopped him from doing it, huh? Green Czar Van Jones in pre-Obama days. Did you see the picture of him with the dreadlocks?
I saw that. He looks like Abu Mumia Jamal or something.
He was a supporter of Abu.
That it doesn't surprise me in the least.
Yale criticized for nixing Muslim cartoons and book. Cowards at Yale, the same university that gave Van Jones his law degree. Citing fears of violence, Yale University has removed cartoons of Islam's prophet Muhammad from an upcoming book about how they caused outrage across the Muslim world. What a bunch of cowards and backstabbing vermin.
Same thing that the Danes did.
Well, at least it's not banned in Denmark. Or is it banned in Denmark? I'm banned in the UK, and by the way, I got to tell you, the first printing and first edition, I can't miss this opportunity of Banned in Britain. There is still a golden opportunity to get the first printing first edition of Banned in Britain, and you'll see how the United Kingdom banned Savage for oil.
Savage.